I'm Wayne Brown, and I'm a woodworker. So this is my shop. You know, it's kind of a mixture of, as you can see, hand tools, power tools. I think it's pretty well equipped for, for a hobby shop, for a guy that doesn't do it for a living. Although I do spend most of my free time out here.
So where would you fall between the simplicity of shaker-style furniture to the elegance and creativity of Sam Maloof-style furniture?
Well, that's a big one right there. Of course, the Maloof rocking chair is probably on every woodworker's bucket list. I strive to get there one day, but I'm probably in the middle. Shaker style with maybe a little bit of pizzazz. The driving factor, it's kind of hard to describe, but I remember telling somebody, it was a beautiful day like today, had the shop doors open. I was in the middle of some project, I can't remember which one it was now, but I reached around to grab a tool, and inside my head there was a voice that said, man, I love this. That's really, it's the passion. I just love it. The enjoyment of building something, like, for example, I was talking to my wife last night. The lathe cabinet cart was 2 pieces of plywood. It was just sitting there, but I saw that completed project. And of course I like it when neighbors come over, stuff like that, and they, admire my stuff, or somebody asks me to build something for them. I've been in the shop for 3 years. It was a typical empty 2-car garage like everybody else's. And you can see exactly how far along it's come. But in 2015 I built a number of projects. In 2016, I think I built 10. And towards the end, I was getting some requests for some friends or neighbors. And there were pieces that I either already had built or didn't really care to build, and especially out of the type of wood that they wanted it built out of. And it got to a point to where I hit a stall. I would still come out here, but I didn't touch a piece of wood for a month. I just couldn't get back into it. And I talked to different people about it and everything, and everybody said it was normal. And I was actually talking to you. And we talked about a lathe, and I really, while I had used one before, I didn't really think it would be in my style or whatever, and I decided to buy one. The excitement was back. I couldn't wait to build a cart or cabinet, whatever you want to call it, to put the lathe on. And I enjoyed that project thoroughly. I got the fire back. It just, the lathe, believe it or not, was what jump-started me. I was turning pens. I probably turned 20 or 30 in the first week, trying all different types of pen kits, different types of woods. Then I made a small tool handle. I helped a friend of mine make a burnishing handle. It was just exciting. I couldn't describe. I kept telling everybody, you gotta get a lathe, you gotta get a lathe. The lathe didn't change me as a woodworker. What it did was, typically a project for me, it might take me 4, 5, 6 weeks. And sometimes I stall in between there, like everybody does, I guess. But the lathe provided an instant win. Within just 5 or 6 minutes, I had a finished product, and it looked great. So it really didn't change me as a woodworker, but what it did, it ignited that fire. I've got some wood over here that I'm planning to build a couple of projects. I can't wait to get started on this bookcase. It's kind of a cross between bookcase that you built and John Peters' sofa table he built for a client. So it'll be painted and sapile. But also I'm going to build a couple of Wood Whisperer projects, a couple of Mark Spagnolo projects. I have those on board. So I can't really wait to get started. I had the lathe on top of my assembly table for about 3 weeks, and then I jumped into building the cabinet, just had a great time doing that. So now that I'm kind of free to start, I'm going to start working on a couple other projects. We all get burnt out. Maybe you have a stressful job. Maybe something's going on in your life. You just feel like you're losing your passion for your hobby, your woodworking. You just got to find a way to get that instant win. For me, it was the lathe. For you, it might be making a box or something else. But just do a small project, get that instant win, and I guarantee you get your fire back.